Right, welcome back to the 2021 KiteFoil World Series here in Austria on the Traunsee for act number 2. We are going into race number 5 now. After 4 races and 1 discard, Frenchman Axel Mazella is leading on the leaderboard, followed by his fellow countryman Theo de Ramecourt, and in 3rd place from Russia Denis Taradin. But right behind them, you have Connor Bainbridge, Florian Gruber. They are also battling for that 4th place and maybe even the 3rd place. It is super tight up in the top 6. So it is very interesting racing that's going to be happening here. The wind has shifted around a little bit. It is getting a bit more gusty. The wind is coming a bit more from the east across the face of the eastern mountains here on the lake, which will make conditions a bit more tricky. Tactics are going to come into this a lot more. Knowing where the wind is and where the wind is not is going to make a huge difference on the next few races. On the women's, we have Lorient Nolot from France leading. She is actually inside the top 10 together with the men, followed by Poema Nuland and Valeria Garashenko from Russia. We are about a minute from the start. Join us after the break for race number 5.
All it ever keeps me high is to know I'm counting on you. I'm holding on my side.
All right, welcome back. I'm Gunnar Binyash, and welcome to race number 5 of Act 2 of the 2021 KiteFoil World Series in Austria on the Traunsee. We're about a minute from the start. The fleet is approaching. They're all on starboard. No one seems to be starting on port. We have some stragglers coming late into the fleet. At the moment, we have 31 riders from all around the world competing here. We have about 8 women. The level is extremely high, and we're about to see some extremely tactical racing. All right, here we go.
All clear.
That was the start signal. Looks like everybody's getting away clean. We have a few stragglers coming a bit late in the end. But we have a clean start. No tangles. Let's see. They're all heading out to the left side of the course. With the wind the way it is now, they're all going to have to tack out a little bit earlier because they're going to be forced in towards land otherwise. First people are tacking. Axel Mazella has already tacked out. Followed by Denis Taradin. The rest of the fleet, led by Connor Bainbridge, are still heading out on starboard, but leaders are all tacking. It's looking like Martin Dolenz is actually ahead on that leader pack, but 2 or 3 riders have gone out and tacked out early. We're currently looking at Martin Dolenz. Oh, behind him, one of the flysurfers has crashed. Connor Bainbridge is just going around. We have Axel Mazella, a little bit lower down. These are not easy conditions at the moment. The wind is very patchy. Axel going for his tack. Currently in the picture here on the drone, we've got Martin Dolench. There's going to be quite a lot of maneuvering going around here. They are definitely not going to be able to make the mark in just 2 tacks. They're going to have to probably do at least 4. Here we see Theo de Ramacour about to overtake Martin. Oh, that's close. Oh, okay. Oof. Oh, it is extremely close. Theo out there. Can he get over Dennis? Just about. Look at these guys. Tacking, tacking. Okay, Theo's around, but it looks like, oh, Dennis is just... Can Dennis make it? Can Dennis make it? Dennis has made it around the mark, pumping around, but he couldn't carry any speed. Theo taking advantage of the fact that Dennis couldn't carry the speed around. So Theo de Ramacour from France leading ahead of Dennis Taradin, ahead of Martin Dolench. That was some amazing tactical play up there at the mark. Dennis making that mark just barely, but because he didn't carry any speed in there, Theo managed to just get in ahead of him before Dennis could accelerate. Martin has jibed out early. Theo, Dennis, Florian, Axel, and Connor are staying on. I'm going to jibe a bit later. Theo going for his jibe. Followed by Dennis. Dennis is covering him well. The rest of the pack deciding to go in a bit further. It's not a bad idea. Axel Mazel and Connor Bainbridge deciding to go really deep down onto the left side of the course before their jibe. There's a bit more wind down there. Let's see if they can capitalize on that fact that they have a bit more power. But Theo, hammer down, crushing it, heading down towards the downwind mark. He's going to have to jibe probably in the next 5-6 seconds. There we go. Theo jibes, gets around clean. There you go. Gets around the mark easy. See him pumping. Followed by Dennis Taradin. Followed by Axel Mazella. Axel did good. Axel and Connor being able to capitalize and get ahead of Martin Dolench and Florian Gruber by going a little bit more over to the left side of the course, getting a bit more breeze and getting a bit more speed and downwind angle out of that. It's very good tactical sailing from both of them. But in the lead, Theo de Ramacour on course for his 3rd bullet. He didn't have the best start in the first 2 races, but in the last 3, he's been doing extremely well, very consistent sailing, capitalizing on Axel Mazella's mistake, showing good speed, good angle, and good tactical awareness around the course in this race. Dennis Taradin, also sailing fairly consistently, is in 2nd place at the moment. He had some bad luck in 2 of his races, but he kept on, held on, and battled, and managed to get a 3rd place back and a 5th place after having some crashes and some tactical errors. Axel Mazella, not doing that great in this race. He's currently in 4th, but he is currently leading the fleet in the overall standings for this event. And behind him, Florian Gruber and Connor Bainbridge, also doing extremely well. Florian sailing very consistently, 5th, 6th places, and Connor doing extremely well too. Top 3 finishes and 4th and 5th places to his name at the moment. Theo going for attack. Dennis is not going to cover him. He's waiting a bit longer. Dennis has gone a little bit higher up, playing it a bit safer to get around that mark. Theo looks like he's going to hit that mark pretty easily. Axel just in behind him now. And Axel is just... No. Oof, close. No, Axel... It looks like Axel has taken Dennis. Super close. Dennis just makes it around the mark. Dennis cut a bit too close, but he's made it around. Martin Dolench, Connor Bainbridge, followed by Florian Gruber. So, we've had a bit of a change. So we have the two Frenchmen back up front again. Theodor Ramacourt, Axel Mazella, and Dennis Taradin in third place. The two Ozone riders battling it out for second place, and the fly surfer and Levitas rider, Theodor Ramacourt, out ahead in the lead. Theo came in and changed his kite just before the start of the race, which was a good idea. It was on an 18 meter before, he changed up to a bigger kite. That was a very smart decision. Dennis and Axel are on 19 meter kites and on the Chubanga foils. Theo is one of the development team riders for Fly Surfer and for Levitas. So he's riding essentially the equipment he's helping develop. And it's good here. This is essentially the home spot for Levitas. So the foils are used to these conditions. The foils should work extremely well in these conditions. A lot of the riders have been complaining that they have to deal with quite a lot of ventilation at the moment. The fact that we didn't have a lot of wind in the build-up to this event and the last few days has not allowed them to tune their foils perfectly for the sweetwater conditions. And they're fighting a little bit with ventilation. Ventilation is when the mast pulls a bit of air and can cause the foil to spin out. So here we go. Around the bottom mark, Theo is in the lead. Dennis and Axel are battling and pushing. Theo is going to go around the slalom mark and head in towards the finish. Because of the wind shift, it's not going to be as fast as the last few races. It's not going to give the riders too much of a chance to overtake on this. So, we've got Theodor Ramacourt, first place, followed by Axel Mazella in second, third place for Denis Taradin from Russia. Fourth place goes to the UK, Connor Bainbridge, followed by Martin Dolench from Croatia and Florian Gruber from Germany, one of the what we consider a local rider here on the Traunsee. So join us again for race number 6. Thanks for watching. Remember, if you have any comments, if you have any predictions, let's discuss that down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you in a couple of minutes.